All right, 5 o'clock on a Friday. You know what time it is. Let's hit the books. Part of the Hammer Betting
On a
Network,
Monday,
sponsored
Friday.
by what?
5 o'clock on a Monday.
Oh, I said Friday, didn't I?
You're ready the night before.
I did say Friday. Holy cow! Yeah, because I was. It reminds me Freudian slip because I forgot to ask Moretto pre-show if we're doing Friday. So off to a great start here. 5 o'clock on a Monday. You know what time it is. Let's hit the books. Part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by Fanduel, alongside the guy who correctly looked after me there as far as my mistake. The man, the myth, the legend himself. You know him as Mr. Joey Knish. I already mentioned it. Mr. Alex Moretto producing today. I'm merely Brad Powers. Before we get in your questions, comments, concerns, before we talk quarterback battles, it looks like, 10, 12 starters announced today. Before we get into some injuries, Big Blue announced maybe just before the show. Maybe a key injury on the offensive line. Before we get into all that, let's talk about our friends at FanDuel. It might be the offseason, although season starts this week. But if you want to bet on college football futures, FanDuel is the place to go, whether it's win totals, national championship odds, Heisman odds, week 1 lines, week 0 lines, hence this week, whether it's FCS lines. FanDuel is the one-stop shop for you as far as getting in the lines early, getting in these bets. They're first to market, regardless of market when it comes to college football. And right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Just visit fanduel.com/hitthebooks to download America's #1 sportsbook. That's fanduel.com/hitthebooks. Disclaimer: you must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas and affiliation with the Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope it's here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE New York, or text HOPE New York in New York. Thank you, Knish, for correcting me. Let's bring on Moretto. I'm going to call an audible here. Let's bring on Moretto. Are we doing a Friday show, a Saturday show? Well, what's the game plan, boss?
I don't know about a Saturday show, but I think a Friday show is definitely on the docket this week. Saturday is, I don't know. You guys want to do a halftime of like the Dublin game or something? It's up to you guys.
We kind of advertised it. Shame on me. I kind of advertised it already. So we'll probably, I'll call the shots. If I got to come out of my pocketbook to pay Knish, we'll do Friday. We'll do Friday and Saturday, a quick one.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
So there you go. Two more shows coming at your way this week. How was your weekend, bud?
Good. Just off the bet bash. Last week, got back in town Friday evening around here. Met a few dedicated watchers, including our man Shawnee Higgs. Got to meet him. Was great to talk to him for a little bit. And also some other folks. I know that watch the show or in the chat and stuff. So good time there. I will say one person who does a lot of chirping that called out producer Jason on so was nowhere to be found. Joey K's recording promos. I'm looking for the blue horseshoe. Where's he at? He's around. Let's come here. All of a sudden, wasn't up on the bet Wednesday, Thursday. No Fez. So very interesting. Must have been hanging out at Starbucks instead of coming down there. So
he was down there. Wasn't he on a panel?
He was on one apparently on one panel. Had enough time to go at Jason and call him, Pizzola's puppet and say all this stuff. I get in town a couple hours later that Wednesday, make the video. I'm putting the word out, say, hey, where's Fez at? Come and see me. I was there. I was around, and nothing. So very disappointing on that aspect. But
people are wanting to know, the shower pressure live up to the hype?
Fantastic. Shower pressure was elite. Rooms were really nice. My review on Twitter, I will say, this is a start. So I walk in, I get a check. Well, I get there and I had to go right up to seminars and meeting people and stuff. So I didn't even check in. I just left my bag with the bellhops. Came back 4 hours later. Go up to one of the room. It's a poolside room. I take 3 steps in, and I hear the bass, the pool bass coming, and I said, "Nope." Walk right back down and said, "Listen, I need something on the mountainside." And like if you can't give me something on the mountainside, I'm gonna go to Golden Gate or the D and just like give me a quiet room over there because I'm not going. There's no way I'm staying in this room. There, they're like, "Oh, okay, we got you something, Mister." You know, so get back up, and the room conveniently right next to GRP super fan. So that was funny. We rode up the elevator together, and then it was like that awkward, like we walked down and like I stop, he stops. I was like, "Oh, we're right next to each other." So, but yeah, Circa, really nice. Great stuff to say about it. I'm not gonna lie though, Fremont Street. I hadn't stayed on Fremont in quite a while. Let's just say it's that things have you don't go a few blocks in either direction, if you know what I'm saying.
I agree with the noise. It's cool to see the view of the pool and the sport, the TV and the sports book setup out there, but they are blaring music and they're going at it late. So
it's 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah, and it's thumping. I mean, it's thumping where the window's shaking. So
I know. How does that not hurt business? Like, how does that? Listen, I like a party pool as much as the next guy, but how, like, you need, I don't know if they misjudged during construction how loud it would be in the rooms, but yeah, it's
thumping. So very good take on you. Yeah, Fremont Street's always been for characters. I mean, it's always been a little different, but I would say post-COVID, the characters you see out there more zombie apocalypse than anything.
I was on East Coast time the whole time, so I'm getting up at 5 a.m. Vegas time, and I just going out for I always do a morning walk, and I got to tell you the 5 a.m. Fremont crowd, it's like an episode of The Walking Dead out there. So yeah, that was interesting, but Circa itself really nice, and so a great trip. Good to meet some people. So
good to hear that. Glad you had a good trip. Any other things over the weekend?
No, just you know what? As you said, some of the newsworthy items we can get to. A couple of the QB announcements, a couple injuries, but I don't think anything that so far has been like, especially on the QBs, like shocking. Yeah,
I would say some slight surprises. We can get into them. The chat's pretty lively. I can see today. We'll just start getting to the chat, but did see that there, Shawnee Higgs with an $85 super chat. Appreciate you, Sean, and I'm glad that Knish was able to meet you down there over the week.
I'm sad he had the sweet.
Hey, did you eat anywhere good there?
So I did the standard. I did the places. I did Saginaw's, which I like.
I like Saginaw's probably because it's Motown music, a little bit better than what's playing in the regular casino.
yeah. And I don't mind the EDM music. It's just I don't want to hear it when I'm 34s up trying to sleep. Like if you go,
I don't want to hear that music at 6 a.m., man, when I'm trying to get a coffee. There's a time and place. I mean, they want to blare that like 4 o'clock on. That's fine, but they're blaring it constantly. That's their only hang up is the music situation there. Anywhere else?
80s was pretty good.
Yeah,
I stiff. They're gonna let me, they'll give me shit because they were doing berries on Wednesday, and it was like they were doing like a 7:30 dinner, which for me would have been 10:30, and I was like, I'm going, like I got a fucking sandwich from Saginaw's, went to the room and crashed out. Like I gotta tell you, some of the people though, I'll give like there's some people, even the pizza man. The guy, like, there are some people that really go after it at that bash.
Yeah, you and me are similar. Everyone wants to eat like 8 o'clock out there. I can't do that, man. 8 o'clock Pacific a lot. Like everybody, anytime anybody comes into town, like, and they want to eat a 5-course meal at that time. Can't do it. I'm old. I could hardly ever do it. 8 East is awesome. Action Sports Central. Yep. Agree.
Yep.
Brisket fried rice. Agree. At 8 East. That's really good. I recommend if you're going to stay at Circa, stay at Circa and don't travel too far. Maybe in the middle of the afternoon ain't too bad, but other than that, it's a little rough. All right, to the chat. D-Lee23, first one in. He was in 4.5 hours ago. I'm going to zag on the complete market fade of North Carolina. The off-the-field stuff has gone completely quiet. So I have some faith in the genius. Guess we'll find out right away. Fighting Bills plus 3.5. Have you done anything with North Carolina yet?
Other than, us talking about TCU and anti-UNC months ago in the summer, am I looking to back them even at the 3.5? No, but I would not be buying TCU anymore at this point. And if you told me that, you wanted to, that I think it's probably a high variance team, maybe you're going to give Belichick and the crew the benefit of the doubt after a 6-point move from where this opened at, or 6.5-point move, and you want to take a 3.5, I'm not going to talk you off it. I wouldn't be betting TCU anymore at this number, but it's one that I don't fucking know what this. I know we get paid for takes on the show. What this UNC team's going to look like week 1, even in terms of like the schematics, the system. I mean, so many of these guys have been in the pros for so long. Freddie Kitchens hasn't been an OC in quite a while. The new quarterback, like, I don't know. But even Belichick, like, what? I think I can get a feel for, defensively what they'll try and do. Offense, I don't know. My gut would lean towards it's probably not going to be great.
I agree. I'm not interested. I mean, I got a really good number on TCU, but I'm not interested in North Carolina buyback. But I echo your sentiments. Now's not the time to chase on TCU. So
No.
It's kind of a pass. I agree with you a lot. Man, everybody's hitting me up. What do you like? What do you like? What are you giving out next? What are you giving out? It's like, unless there's some market moves I disagree with, I don't know. These numbers have been up forever, and I'm being a little cautious this year. So much turnover.
Yeah,
I don't feel like jumping in. Now, there are 82 FCS games that I'm itching to jump on, and maybe we'll give out a few here if they're widely available. But the main board, you got a main board though. The tease at the end, you got a good number at the end of the show and a best bet on a side you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go one that I'm surprised has been sticking in terms of the number, and so we're gonna go on.
I like it because I know some of your handicap's gonna be off of camp news. So
yeah, and then
tease for the end. We do have a side at the end. Super chat just came in. Harrison Cooper didn't see this in the Big Ten preview. Michigan State bowl or no? Smith's second year moving forward. Maybe ride him first halves. His game script early is elite. My numbers really like the under, but I really respect Jonathan Smith, and I did not, even though that would be a top 5 value bet as far as just pure numbers right now for me. Michigan State under 5.5, because look at the schedule. They're going to be a double-digit underdog in maybe 5 or 6 games. But because I respect Smith so much, I never got to the window in there. I don't plan to, really.
Yeah, you've got Harrison. I think there's the Jonathan Smith legacy and the way he's built and that and his reputation, and then there's kind of the state of the Michigan State program right now, which the recruiting isn't very good. They didn't bring in a ton of people at the transfer portal. You really got to believe in Jonathan Smith and development for them to kind of, it seemed like there's some programs that I would argue that Michigan State was above for a long time that, at least in the short-term history, I've kind of passed them. Indiana being one, Illinois being another. Whereas, for a long time, Michigan State was above those teams. And now in kind of the new Big Ten, they fell down the pecking order, and they haven't done a lot of things to get back up. And so you're almost kind of just like blind faith in Smith at this point. I think the non-con is manageable. That week 2 Boston College gets a big, they have to win that game if they want to go over. Because if you go into conference play, there really isn't a game. Maybe Maryland, I don't know, end of the season at home. There really isn't a game in the conference slate that I'm like, that's a win for Michigan State. I mean, at USC, at Nebraska, UCLA,
Maryland would be
the
Michigan.
one.
UCLA, I got him a slight favorite in at home. But other than that, that's it.
So that's
I
it.
mean, at USC, double-digit underdog. You don't believe me? That game you can bet right now at a couple books. At Nebraska, probably close to double-digit underdog. At Indiana, same. Michigan, I mean, more than a touchdown underdog in that one. You can bet that one at a ton of books, including FanDuel. At Minnesota, dog, five games favorite. And 2 or 3 of those games, they're not a big favorite and like a field goal favorite.
Right. So again, I think
I mean, my numbers scream under 5.5. Maybe I'm being too bullish on Smith not to bet it. I don't know. I'm waiting because I have a lot of money that I'm hopefully going to allocate to, 82 games that aren't on the board yet. But if I don't like a lot, I'll probably jump back into the.
Oh, that's a good T Smooth. Maryland MSU is Ford Field. It's not even stadium. So I mean, not that.
Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that?
I don't. Money's all I can think of. Maybe they got paid to make a trip.
They did that Penn State game a couple years ago.
Yeah. So
what happened to that program? There
don't seem to be. I don't know why
they had the billionaires set up. Like, what happened? You think they'd be buying recruits? Like, I thought there was momentum there, but nothing.
No, I know I think the basketball program is getting still the donor, Ishbia and stuff, but the football program just doesn't have a lot of juice right now. It doesn't have a lot of recruiting juice either. So
no, they don't.
I don't know. But I mean, I
do think Michigan getting their act together hurt them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So over time, the Harbaugh getting his act together hurt the program. Because that's about 14 or 15 was the last Connor Cook. That was one of their last years. They made the playoff against Alabama. Was Harbaugh's first year.
Yeah,
so
I was
way in the weeds,
way in the weeds. But Michigan high school football recruiting has been down for a number of cycles, and they also kind of lost their foothold in Ohio. So it's like Michigan State, usually a regional recruiting team, and Michigan football's down. They're not recruiting Ohio. Jonathan Smith, not a lot of local ties right now. So it's like there's just not a lot of that. Those old, like they used to get the second wave of Ohio kids, some Michigan kids, some Pennsylvania kids. And now.
Very good. Agree. D'Antonio had Ohio ties.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And see, people want you off the show. Like, Fez, are you kidding me? Like, who can do that in our industry? That's very good. That's in the weeds and very good, man. Charles, back to the chat. To piggyback off of D-Lee's question, any teams you have changed opinion on as the season gets closer? Won't give full handicap, but think the ACC is a conference worth taking some shots in, not just North Carolina. A couple for me. Houston, I was an early seller after going through the roster. Was much higher on them. That was, pre-spring to post-spring. Probably fall camp-wise. 2 come to mind. I was early buyers. Now I'm sellers. Auburn, I bet over 7.5. I wouldn't make that bet today. Not that I'd bet under, but I wouldn't bet over 7.5 after what's getting leaked out of there. And then Florida, bet over 6.5. But now I love under 7.5 and a lot of injuries. Schedule's tough. Not hearing good things about Lagway. So a guy that's already has injury issues. So those are a couple of teams I've changed on. What about you?
I was probably a little higher on LSU early in the summer than I have seeing some of the camp stuff. I know they're really trying to talk up the defense. I don't necessarily buy it so much. So that's one that I was probably a little bit coming into this year, thought they could make a leap, and now I'm a little. Other one, I would say Big Ten, maybe. Oh, no, who lost? Troy was a one that we've talked about on the show before, where thought they could really make a run in the Sun Belt, and then after spring, lose a number of starters, lose a number of guys, and it mixed with some stuff that you're trying to get in for the camp stuff, has been one that it's kind of cooled on as the off seasons went on. When I was going to buy a Troy future when this started, and then throughout the off season, it's been a rough one for them.
Trevor in the chat, Iowa against the spread would figure they let Gronowski air it out and get his feet wet early on, having to face Iowa State week 2. He's talking about the game against Albany FCS team. Yeah, it opened up above 5 touchdowns. That normally that would scream. Well, let's go ahead and bet Albany with the Iowa offense. You can't lay that against anybody. But I hear you, Trevor. I'm just not built to lay, 35 and a half plus 37 and a half with Iowa against. Are you? My numbers kind of lean that way, but I'm not going to get to the window on that one.
Yeah, I mean, even if we think, as we kind of talked about on the show, that the Iowa offense even takes another step this year, it's still not a game that I want to lay. I know there has been a little bit of hits that way where it's gone, I think 35 to 37 and a half. But to be honest, I wouldn't mind, let it keep moving that way. And then maybe I'll come back on the other side.
Get pulled off the board? I don't even see it. Our friends at FanDuel.
Last I saw was 37 and a half.
Yeah. I'll have to look.
No, I'm seeing it here.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're taking it off of my screen. They said no more FCS for you. It might be on the wrong one. Yeah, my numbers do call for it. I can't bet. I can't lay that with them. They're not the team that screams, because they'd be happy with 35-0. They would be. Trevor also asked about Bama minus 22.5 against Vandy. That team is going to pour that number on after last year's and Pavia's comments. This is a game of the year line, I think, only available and maybe FanDuel. Didn't get to the window. That's about where I have it. Did you do anything with that one?
No.
I done anything with Vanderbilt this year? We haven't talked much Vanderbilt.
We have not talked much Vanderbilt at all. It feels like it's one of those things that you're coming off a magical season. You're bringing a decent amount back from that team, but it's like, did you have some? You caught a number of teams by surprise with your offense. You had some great variance in some of those games. The team might be even, as good or even a little better, and I could see the record being worse. I don't know if the magic continues, but I was a Vandy hater last year too. Even maybe I was just regretful that I didn't, keep riding the Pavia magic train. But I would still, I get the narrative on that. I'm probably not looking to lay over 3 touchdowns that early in that game.
Well said. The handicap on Vanderbilt could be a better team. I'm not running the window to bet that they'll have a better record. Their win total is 4.5, as low as 4.5 in some spots, and even then, I don't think they're. I think people are prepping for Vandy this year, including Alabama. So, and keep in mind they had to pull an upset, 3 touchdown plus on 4 touchdown underdog last year against Alabama to get to 6-6. Chris asked in the chat thoughts on Kansas State, everything to make the playoff to win the Big 12 over 8.5. I have them going 7-1 in conference, but favor in every conference game. My fair to win the Big 12 is 4-1. Market's still at 6-1. Yeah, they're a team not getting a lot. There's been, revolving door in the Big 12. Baylor's getting love. Texas Tech's getting love. Utah's getting love. And I don't know if it was this show or another show I did. It seems like the 2 teams that are at least are top of my power rankings in the conference, not by a lot, but Kansas State and Arizona State not getting talked about too much. And that was recent bets I made when I was in Vegas 10 days ago. I bet Kansas State to win the Big 12 and Arizona State are decent numbers.
Really?
Yeah.
What price?
Above 6-1.
Okay. I was going to say, I know FanDuel trading $5.50 on both right now.
Yeah, no, a little bit better. We love FanDuel, but shop around.
Yeah, it was one where it's just not a conference that I'm looking at. I hear you in terms of that Kansas State should be, I would have them the favorite in this conference. But I would need some more meat on the bone to really want to place a Big 12 future that I'm buying the chalk in that game. I think you see a ton of different tiebreaker scenarios here going into it. So if you don't win the right game or you lose a certain game, you could get left out. So it's just not enough meat for me to want to get involved there. It could be a scenario where you catch the right loss or a loss early, then maybe you get involved. But I hear what Duck's saying there is there. I would more prefer to wait till after a loss and get something in season than to bet this conference the favorite going into it right now, when I think there's, I don't know, at least 6 teams, maybe 8, 9 that you could see making the championship game. So I don't want to bet 550 there.
Before we get to the super chat, let me run something by you. He asked about to make the playoffs. I think the Big 12 is only getting one playoff team. And if you look at the odds, the playoff to make the playoff odds are less than the conference title odds. So I did not bet any Big 12 team to make the playoff, just because I perceived there to be more value in the conference markets than to make the playoff. They're on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoff as far as the 2 teams in.
I mean, I think the only the scenario would have to play itself out where you would have almost I don't even know if it schedule wise.
They're gonna have to go 11-1 in the regular season.
11-1 or 12-0. Those teams face off, and then the loser gets an at large. So is that likely to happen? No. So I'm with you that I don't think there's enough scenarios at play where you're going to get an automatic 2 in.
Richie Rob with the super chat, $10. Let me get to it here. There you go. So you're now high on Houston. Thoughts on LSU win total? Yeah, I was an early seller on Houston, bet under 6.5. I think there was some 5.5 available. Over 5.5 would be my preference now. They didn't return much. Lost couple starters on the post-spring transfer portal and just went to the team. And I like Willie Fritz, and they did a little bit better job in the portal than I originally thought. So keep in mind, win total has been up forever on the Power 4 team. So yeah, I'm more of a buyer on Houston now. LSU, yeah, I don't know, man. I finally got around to watching a couple episodes of the Any Given Saturday. He rubs me the wrong way, man. What a phony. He mentioned his I'm talking Brian Kelly, his political background. He's just a phony to me. So I hope I'm rooting. I'll tell you what, I'll be rooting for Notre Dame on the opening Sunday night and every bet that I make, but I'll be really rooting for the Clemson Tigers. I can tell you that.
I'll just on. I think LSU right now it was 8.5 -164 to the over at Fanduel. Even though I said I would walk back a little, LSU. I played some over 8.5 at a better price on the season. I wouldn't be advocating to go under there.
I agree with that. I think 9-3 is probably their most likely record.
Yeah.
And tough seeing 8-4. 8-4. He's better have security at his house. Yeah, I agree with you there. And I've been hearing good things on their defense in fall camp. So
yeah, that was I don't know. That's one of those reports that I don't know how much to put faith in. That's like the old Michigan QB battle last year, where it was too close to call. Everybody's playing so well, and then they can't get a fucking guy to complete a pass. So that's one of those. I need to see the LSU defense actually look good week 1 versus Clemson before.
Now your dog was barking when you're talking LSU. Does that mean they're going to beat Clemson?
I hope so, or at least cover for my sake.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, he's really on. Yeah.
Hey, she's a Brian Kelly fan.
Yeah, or Mike the Tiger. I am a fan of Mike the Tiger. But everything, anything Brian Kelly related, once they get him out of there, I can start rooting for LSU again. Going back to the chat, Brendan in the chat, Kansas and Fresno thoughts. A week 0 game. A lot of money coming in on Fresno, blue, through 14. I lean more towards Kansas. So I'm not big on the new Fresno coach from North Dakota State. I know they're going to run. It's going to be, there's some love for the unders in Fresno games because of an offensive shift in philosophy. I just think Kansas is going to be – I don't like Kansas this year. You know that. We gave out under the win total, but I think they're going to be fired up. They got the new stadium. I think it'll be their best home field advantage in a long time. And I made the game 14, so – it's 13.5 now. So I certainly lean Kansas. Where
there's even there's some 12.5 now, a bunch of 12.5s around.
So that get popped again?
Yeah. Yeah, I will tell you, this is one that I didn't really anticipate getting involved in. But if this was, if this was Saturday morning kickoff and I'm watching the screen, I'm betting some 12, and I'm not going to hammer 12 or 12 and a half or anything. But yeah, we'll see
Let's
what
see
happens.
where this goes.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, because we mentioned it. Once the line starts going, they're just in week one. There just doesn't seem everyone's afraid to resist that move because we don't have any new data points. It's just one way. So maybe to be continued. We might have Kansas.
Yeah, and this is one I see it just popped 12 and a half to 13 and a half at Fanduel. This is one I will say that in that year one offensive shift, not as drastic as some like, Wisconsin in the past, but I got to tell you, I don't love going from an offense at Fresno that's kind of been very productive over the last years to changing all that without being able to kind of change your personnel that much year one. It's not like they brought in all of North Dakota. So I'll call it cautious about playing early on Fresno, and we'll see how it looks like. But gun to my head, yeah, I would lean Kansas at this price.
We gotta watch what we say if we're just gonna meander a little bit, line move a point. Jeez. Ireland game from Brandon. Any leans or plays? I haven't bet anything yet. Side or total. I saw the 3.5s got taken out. What was that over the weekend, or at least the last remaining 3.5s got taken out. I think there's a 3. I say that, and there's probably a 3.5 at FanDuel. But you got to pay a little bit of juice there. 3.5 flat would probably be my preference. But I haven't bet it.
No, nothing for me either. I know this is one that's kind of been sticking out there and bouncing, 2.5, 3.5 back and forth. There were some 2.5s for a minute in the market that got kind of eaten up. I think this game is lined fairly. Like, it was always going to kind of close right around 3. So I don't think you'll see, this isn't one that, I know it's the first game. It's an Ireland game. Everybody's going to want to have a bet on it. I'll probably have a bet on it.
We are going to have bet. We're going to have a second half bet because we're doing the show on Saturday.
Yeah, my cop out and is always when it's a game like this that I think is just lined right. Especially week 0, week 1, when you can actually you watch a quarter of it, you see some difference in schematics, maybe something happens, get involved live. At least on this show, we try and get, where we think we're giving out a good number. We think it's going to close better. I don't think you give this out either way. I think it's going to close right where it's at.
Agree. Mr. Muscles came in, Texas Tech starting running back, Quentin Joyner, with a potential season-ending injury. This is the time where you start getting some more coming off those scrimmages over the weekend.
Yep.
So I don't know if that moves it too much, but my gut tells me they're overpriced now in the market, Texas Tech. So, Egg in the chat, Tennessee, Syracuse under 54. My favorite week 1 total, moved 3 points day after. I bet one of you guys. Yep. But still think it's fine at 51. Thoughts, even with tempo, both offenses lose so much and Tennessee defense still good. No, I like the under. That was me. We'll let you talk about the game more. You want to talk about total?
I mean, listen, I like your underplay, and you want to just fire it up right now while we're on it.
Yeah, might as well, because you don't want to leak anything; it'll start moving already. So yeah, give me you got a best bet on this game. It's not total. I gave out to the old VIP service, tout service, gave out under. So yeah, that was me, Egg. Love the under on that one. But you also like the side on this one, and I can't disagree.
Yeah, we're going to lock in Syracuse for the best bet for week 1, plus 14.5. This is one, if you look at the Tennessee camp stuff, which has been out there and been pretty, I know some people are low on Cuse to begin with, some win total stuff, but I think all of the Tennessee scrimmage stuff, all of the Tennessee camp stuff has been negative on the passing game. I like, and you know what, Syracuse, our guy Angeli gets announced. I know he's, former Notre. I don't mind that. I'm a little bit higher on Syracuse in general than I think the market's been coming into this year, and we'll see if that's right or wrong. But for Tennessee to cover this number with a passing game that I think people are again, pretty questionable so far. A lot of concern in Knoxville of where that's going to be at. Combine that with the under move that BP likes, that the market's obviously reacted to. And you saw that at the unders now come down, 3.5, 4 points.
And the side didn't move.
Side hasn't moved. So to me, there's you got to get a little correlation there where, especially at 14.5, which I know has been trading out there, we've locked that in. So to buy up the hook, and as you see, I know it's we're moving as we speak here, but yeah, 14.5 on Syracuse. I didn't think we were getting any better, and if anything, I think that was going to close probably, right around in that area now.
13.5, 14, getting that extra half point. Good job, good handicap. Love the handicap about the total getting suppressed and nothing getting done with the side. When 3-4 points on the total suppression should equate to a little bit of dog money there. So I like that handicap. Syracuse plus 14.5, best bet. Hopefully our producer extraordinaire, hopefully for today, got that in. We getting anything in on Betstamp?
We have.
We'll have one of these off seasons where we go like 15-5, and we'll have nothing in Betstamp.
We don't have anything in Betstamp yet, but it's the turnover with the production and everything it's coming. We will retroactively track all the bets you gave out. Everything, we're all about transparency. Everything's been given out. It's all documented. Not like Zillow documented. It's like real documented here. So we'll make sure we get that stuff retroactively tracked and verified by the Betstamp team. So no sweat there.
The good thing about video is we have all the video going back to June and even earlier. It's right there live. You got
maybe we should have GRP track it on the notebook since we can get somebody to track it in the app.
Very good.
We'll see. So I know I've had a couple of people have asked on Twitter. I see Tyler's at. We will try and get the Betstamp back fire in here, so at least people I know can get those push outs when it goes. So.
If we don't, I have a notebook, believe it or not. There it is. I wrote down everything we've given out. And so I will literally read what we've given out on one of the shows this week if it's not up. So nothing against the producers, but I see a lot of people asking on that stuff. But and I'll even give the date if you want to go back and check me. I got the date of each show that we gave it out. Jacob C, thoughts on Auburn under 58. Also, as Egg said, the Tennessee under. Love Tennessee under. Seems to look good there. Any chance gets back to 52? Probably not. So that one got old BP obliterated. That one among others. I don't think Tent is too happy with the probably a couple of my. He's probably mad. I get the gist. He's probably upset with me. Although Odd Screen's gonna be moving tomorrow morning. I see Raz and Dr. Bob. I think are going at the same time. Like 9 a.m. tomorrow. So there you go. A little FYI. Watch the board tomorrow.
There you go. It's a good
9 a.m. Eastern.
There you go.
It's going to get lit up. So there you go, guys. You done anything with this total? I've only bet this side.
I have not. No, still nothing for me going on that one. Just a little side piece, but nothing for me on the total on that one.
A little side piece. I like that. I agree. I bet a little Auburn at Pick'em.
Yep, same.
My preference though would be Baylor 3. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think we're gonna get there though. So I'll just probably sit tight with a little bit of Auburn. Spammy, and I don't mind rooting against the Horseshoe either. On second
thought, I might go back and dip again.
Spammy Sosa. Is there anything in the awards or conference leaders markets that caught my attention? Boy, I couldn't get much down. I was looking at a little bit of them, but I didn't have anything. Not yet. I'll take a peek at them more this week if I have something.
Yeah, and you know what? At this, I would say I'll ask a couple of my guys as well. The liquidity's been so bad there, where you know what, the season's going to start, and on Friday, if we have a couple we like, we'll just give them out.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you get some pocket, if you're watching, you can get some pocket change on them. Go ahead. But this is the year I've bet awards for the last 5 years at least or so. I can't get a real bet on the awards this year. So
There's one book where I can get decent limits, or at least somewhat decent. $10. I tried to bet one. And that was the limit, $10. I was like,
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, nobody really wants action, but we have it Friday. We'll give it out.
Yeah, I agree. Evan Alexander, is it true Knish having to have the room at Circa next to GRP was part of the NCAA Michigan settlement? That's good.
I gotta tell you, Evan, I wish somebody would have been recorded when I saw my face and we're both riding up to 20, and then we both stop at the same, and I was like, oh. So he's actually, I will say, got like, it's all authentic. It's no stick. It's not a bit. He's just full. George is George. You meet him in person. He's the same guy that he is. So yeah, it was, but I don't know if that was part of the whole shtick when they got me in there was to give me the room next to him.
But you switched rooms though, and that's the room that you got switched to.
That's the room I got switched to. So maybe maybe that was for I don't know, some of the Fremont ladies or something originally. Then they had to give it to me when I switched. But
funny. Spencer in the chat, thoughts on Arch Manning under 3,050.5 passing yards? Would be 254 a game. Yours is at 230 last year. Better receivers as a straight pocket passer. I'm okay with that. So anything that I don't. The only thing is backup situation. I don't know if they leave him in there a little bit this year. So with Ewers, you had Arch, and Ewers, with banged up. Arch, I don't know. You probably leave him in there a little bit, at least early, where you normally pull him. You got to get him the experience. So that would be my only drawback there. But generally speaking, I think Arch and Texas overpriced in a lot of markets.
Yeah, I would. You know what? It's tough. It's tough for a lot of those season longs to. It's hard to play unless the number's really, really depressed to go
over.
Yeah, when I've played a lot of those in the past, it's mostly
under.
Yeah,
makes sense. Charles, is there a more banged up team right now than Virginia? Do not have any others on my radar dealing with that many injuries. We gave out Virginia under. If you follow the show,
some people, I know they were the offseason darling.
No. I even I doubled down on that. They were asking for parlays, and Virginia was a part of a parlay. So fading to Virginia. So that was today.
Did you do anything with them week 1?
I haven't yet.
No, me neither. I'm not.
It's in that dead zone. That's a lay 10, take 14. Not going to get there. So I probably just going to figure it out. Coastal. I don't know. I'm kind of.
I wish they were playing someone who I was higher on coming into the year than Coastal.
I'm neutral on Coastal, if not maybe a little pessimistic.
Yeah, I know. I really.
That just sucks. Week 1, I bitched about this many times. Just this week 1 card just doesn't have matchups with a lot of teams. I'm optimistic and pessimistic. Going up against one another. There's first year coaches playing one another. Like 6 of those games. It just sucks.
Yeah,
so, man. Ethad, which bet do you prefer? Oklahoma State under 5.5 -180 or California under 5.5 -150? I like both. Cal at those numbers.
Yeah, I think Cal a little bit better at the price. Somewhat. I don't want to go. Maybe I'm being too. There's been a lot of Cal pessimism out there.
They're going to go. Speaking of that, we haven't talked to any of the quarterbacks. They're going to go with the true freshman. Do you see that?
Yep.
Boy, that kid, the Ohio State kid, can't even.
I know. That to me, I can't imagine. We'll see, but like, yeah, I just the Cal under 5.5 -150 is a better. Like, I can't. I'm just getting in my own head there, trying to say that. It's been too, because I agree with that. When you factor in now true freshman quarterback.
I did give out Oklahoma State recently under, but we took advantage. I tried to stay away from that -180 price and did a conference under 3.5 because their non-conference pretty. It's an FCS team in Tulsa and Oregon, so 2-1. I mean, anybody could do that. So very similar to betting under 5.5, but it was a lot less juice. So I did give that out last week. I'm getting got to get a little more creative. my stuff late in the year, or late in the summer. Nicholas, thoughts on Mississippi State -11? Feel like Brad last week wanted to talk about this game more in depth. But yeah, I was, Tent's always getting mad at me. I didn't spill the beans. Tent went ahead and gave out Mississippi State. I like that's a contrarian pick, and I like that pick. Yeah. I think Southern Miss getting way too much love. Completely different roster. Yeah, they upgraded it, but I mean, this is game one, and they just continue to get love. I mean, what the game opened above 14. So I'm pro Mississippi State this year. So
I listen. I think Mississippi State buries them week one. I know Blue Horseshoes on the other side. I think Duckin likes some Southern Miss. Obviously, he played better numbers, but
he does. Yeah, you're right.
So to me, I don't buy the Southern Miss resurgence. And this is one of those where I'm not as high on the Southern Miss as probably the market, and thinking that some of the people, they can win the conference or any of that, or they brought the whole Marshall team, and like Mississippi State. Okay, maybe I lied on. Okay, Duck, and then I don't want to give it to you if you're not on Southern Miss. It's just Blue Horseshoe, which is the perfect setup. Which is the literally perfect setup of the one guy. So it actually did hit 10 after a certain person released it, and so
it did hit 10. I got some. You got some. I got some. Very happy I was able to lay 10. Mickey, I don't think you're getting 9.5.
I don't think so either. But hey, you know what? Maybe somebody comes in. I like Mississippi State a lot in that game.
I do too. Are we giving it out or wait?
You know what? Let's see what happens till Friday. I don't think anybody's doing it, but
watch this. It'll move a point. But there's so many people that love Southern Miss, it would probably get fired back. I mean, it's just we'll wait on that one. Keep in mind, we got longer on Friday. That's next Saturday game. So we gotta keep a couple in the chamber, folks. Reich's in the chat. Happy Monday, fellas. UCLA season win total over 5.5 plus 120. Is it worth a shot with so many being coin toss games? I'm not running to bet over 5.5, but they seem to love what they've seen from Nico so far. I bet over when the Nico news was announced. That's how long Fanduel has had their win total up. But I can't bet over 5.5. You go look through the roster. It's like another year one situation for him. I mean, I liked what I saw from them at the end of last year. At the start, I was pathetic. I'm like, this is going to be I think you asked me, it was halftime of the Hawaii game. Was it you that asked me? I'm like, this team's going to go 2-10.
Right.
And they were actually a good team to bet against the spread. I think starting mid-season, they started showing stuff against LSU, Penn State. They were just covering machine, even though they didn't, win a bunch of games. But they didn't carry anybody over from last year's roster. They even lost some coaches on the coaching staff. I like their DC a little bit, but I don't think Nico's got a lot of weapons around him. I'm hearing whispers, though. I'm like, we'll talk later on that one.
Yeah, I agree with you that I thought UCLA, especially the early season, how they looked kind of exceeded expectations last year. But to back them to go to 6 wins in a bowl game, it just
look at the schedule's really tough again, as always.
Starting
with Utah, that's just like another conference game. I don't see it.
No, and they don't have. I mean,
UNLV. Just to show the market, I bet UCLA in week 2. They were pick 'em against UNLV. Pick 'em against UNLV.
And this team, they go back.
I don't even like Northwestern. That could be a losable game. They're going to be favored in that game, but I think Northwestern can beat them.
And for their entire Big Ten schedule is basically back and forth between flying across the country every single week, where it goes at Northwestern, home Penn State, at Michigan State, home UCLA, at Indiana, home Nebraska, at Ohio State, home Washington, at USO. Until the USC game, they are literally flying across country every single week until the last week of the season in conference.
The only game in Big Ten play I really like them is Maryland to win. So yeah, no over for me. I don't even think my over 4.5 bet's safe looking at that again. I thought I had an easy winner. No, I don't know. Egg's asking about Charlotte versus App State thoughts. Big head coaching edge for Charlotte, in my opinion. I agree with that. Might be in a money line round robin for me. I agree with that. That's 101 Knish there.
Yep, I agree with you.
Money coming in on Charlotte too. Anything? I missed the boat. Should have probably went when it was above a touchdown.
Yeah, you got greedy on that one.
But I think that's a very good candidate to be in the money line round robin.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, folks.
I think 7.5. Well, it's a little extra juicy there, but that'd be the only way to look there. Do think there's a coaching edge there. Really do. I just so variance with new head coaches. Maybe I have a bad opinion about that. Just go with the dogs in those games. Moneyline parlay candidates. I'll go first. FAU, Southern. Speaking of that, FAU, Southern Miss, Northwestern, Toledo. I like Northwestern the best out of that bunch, by far.
I would agree. Northwestern and FAU, Southern Miss. We just talked about that. With the Mississippi State game, we both kind of like the other side. Toledo was one I was going to ask you about. That's one that's really
hold that one. I got some thoughts on that one. Maybe not I think I know where you're getting, but the market says different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you it reminds me of Sharp offshore down to Kentucky -7. I don't want to talk yet because here's again, it's just one way, no resistance. So let's see if that becomes more widely available. Let's put it that way. Screams Washington State, Colorado State from a couple years ago. That's the feeling I'm getting as we move closer. Go look that one up. Go look at the line movement and then go look at the result from like 2 years ago, season opener. Jacob Murphy, UTSA. And thank you guys. Chat's been super today. UTSA have enough to hang around and enough to get not get run over by Texas A&M. Didn't bet it. It's above 3 touchdowns. I'm not looking to lay it or take it right now.
Yeah, I think the question is A&M's passing offense with Marcel Reed. It's not. I'm going to need to see it with A&M before I want to lay that kind of number. Would the number be a touch short for me? But yes. But I'm not ready to lay Marcel Reed week 1, thinking that he's just going to come out firing. Because otherwise, it's one of those where, if he's not really in sync or rolling, they kind of, and you saw it at the end of last year with them, their offense becomes super one-dimensional, where they can just grind it. And, are they going to run over UTSA all game? Maybe. But do I want to lay 22.5 at that point? No. So, if anything, it'd be an underlook in that game for me.
Thank you to Nate Carter for being a new member and DL60 with a super chat, $4.99. Any team total circled for the first few weeks? Nah, there's some, but guys, I don't want to blow a market up yet. Let's be as we get closer to game week. I really appreciate the $4.99 super chat. I'll make a note
for Fridays. Everyone should be, at least FanDuel and others should be posted for Friday. We'll circle back.
We'll get one out for the week 0 card.
Yeah. Look, team total Friday, prop Friday. And then if we do have any awards that come to mind or any of those, we'll do the awards too. But guarantee we'll at least have. We'll have at least
something in those markets.
Yeah.
I want them to become a little bit more available. Because as you can see with the game side play, we're moving a point. And I'm saying lean. Don't want to be doing that yet. Thank you, DL60, for that. Boy, the chat's busy. I'm not going to get to everything today. Again, guys, we got 2 more shows coming this week. So I apologize if we don't get to it today because it looks like we go 2 hours. Evan, South Carolina at 7.5 under -160. You could have gotten better juice, but I know it's the end of the year. You want to get some bets. I do like South Carolina quite a bit under 7.5. I'm not buying it. So,
yeah, I would lean that way as well. I know -160, you're paying a little bit more, but do I think they're an 8-win SEC team? No, I'd lean. I think I'd have them at 7 over 8. So,
Illinois on FCS chat, go Big Blue. We'll get to that next week. They're early money. I think I'll let Duck take a victory lap. I think that if that's moved 6 points, Duck can move that one. So you gotta go look at that. The movement. Evan, is it? Oh no, I already said that. Tyler, Ohio State, Texas, first hat under is up at 23.5. No. I mean, I would lean that way. That's already shaded that, it's already been bet under full game total 3 points.
Yeah.
I think that was the move. Do you know who was behind that? I lean that way, but it's not a best bet. Arthur, where you at on that one?
I would wait to, see if you get a little buyback and then catch a 24 at least in that one. Because we've already seen some move down. Maybe you'll get some, differing opinion and get that back up. So
gonna be a heavy volume bet game as we get closer to kick next week, Friday and Saturday. The public's gonna want to bet over on that one. So I would not be betting under full game or first half at this point. Well, let's see what the public does with that game. Arthur, because they're gonna see Ohio State. Oh, Arch, Ohio State, let's go over with a 4 next to full game total. Arthur Gillette, hey fellas, do you like Boise -6? My power ratings say so, but I wish I'd have bet South Florida. I didn't get to that number.
I'd lean that way as well with Boise under a touchdown, but that's one now that we figure out. So we talked about it a little last week. Now that it's crossed through the 7, 6.5, and even some that's one I'm going to get greedy on to see if it even keeps coming a little bit.
Yeah. Another wave of South Florida will probably get me on Boise.
Yeah.
Not there yet, though. Keith, any opinion on FCS Southeast Louisiana Lions? I hear our QB camp is pretty good. I'm not dived in. I'll look. I'll give you an updated FCS power rating on Southeast Louisiana because I am working on FCS right now. I have them. Oh, geez, this is just quality TV here. 30, I had them 39th at the end of last year, and I haven't done anything with that. I got them neutral, so flat. So top 40 team, maybe playoffs, borderline playoffs. That's where I'm at there. Ross Anderson, think Southern Miss gets to +10 or lower? No.
I mean,
do you think so?
Or? There for a minute, but I don't know if it gets back there.
Yeah, I agree.
Someone with a lot of influence will have to be, get back on Southern Miss to get it there.
Yep. Thoughts on Sam Houston and Western Kentucky? Another week 0 game I haven't bet yet. A lot of money on the over. Understandable, but both offenses. A lot of money on Western Kentucky this summer. That's another. I don't expect to be heavily involved, but I would tend to be more contrarian on both of those moves so far.
I bet some Western Kentucky under 10, but there has been a little bit recently a move back to it was like 10.5 everywhere. Now there's some cheap 10s out there and some juice 9.5. So I'm probably just I get small position on Western Kentucky under 10. If it dips more there, if you can get a regular 9.5 -110 or something, then I think that's worth a small play.
Trevor, Duke +3.5. Illinois week 2 home. No, I not need a little bit more there. Anything there?
No, I mean,
really good game week 2. Duke.
Yeah, it is a good game week 2. I think they'll but there's a lot. Let's put it this way: there's a lot of love for Illinois in the market, and they play Western Illinois week 1, which we just talked about. The number's gone up. They're probably going to absolutely kill them. Where do you think that number goes?
Yeah.
So that's one I wouldn't. If you're like the Duke side, I'd let that breathe.
Couple more, and we'll call it. Akron over a touchdown from Stephen McGahee. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Lean that way. I did bet Akron in the game. Was hoping to get 10. I was greedy, but then I saw the market starting to move. That's what I jumped in. I'm not a big Wyoming guy, but Akron's tough for me this year. Numbers like them, but don't like that there's no carrot at the end of the season. They start, getting the losses piling up. What's there to play for? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nice stadium. That game's at Akron. Nice stadium. Horrific neighborhood around there. I've been to 70+ stadiums. That's one where I kind of feared for my life. I would not. Let's just put it this way. I'm in Maction territory now. I will not be going to a Tuesday or Wednesday night Akron game at night in November. So, no chance.
I lean that way over a touchdown too. But
I think it's the best MAC stadium That's how nice it is, but it's just in a shit part of the town. Wow, I couldn't believe it. Lion Brown, dogs -11 is a week 1 treat. What dog? I'm trying to think.
You know, he's I know who this is. This is our Dr. Brown, the Mississippi State guy. So both
Okay, gotcha.
he loved the Mississippi. He's loved Mississippi State every week for 7 years.
Yeah,
So it's a little hard to be by, but I do actually think he's finally right this time.
Friday show, we're gonna do it. What 5? That's I do basketball at 69. Great handle.
Yeah, let's plan for 5.
5 o'clock. Are you good with that, or you want to do different? 5.
Yeah, no, I think 5 works.
All right, we'll do Friday at 5. Best bet we gave out on today's show was Syracuse plus 14.5 against Tennessee. There you go. Wow, look at this.
Look at the graphics already up here.
Graphics up. We might the producer might have to be wearing double hats.
Maybe he has a future in this business.
Hey, double dip. Take the money. Carve out a little extra salary. Say I'm going to do the show. That's what I would do. You got anything? Final thoughts?
No, I thought that was good. Chat was live. Wish we could. We will, and we'll be loaded up for more Friday. So it feeling like game week. Chat's firing. We're ready to go.
Sharps only bet -110. It's funny. Really good show. Thank you for the chat. It did feel like a game week with the chat. And if we didn't get to it, get in early on Friday. Plenty of time to get to your questions, comments. That'll do it for the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish. Producer extraordinaire Alex Moretto did a great job today. I'm merely Brad Powers. That's it. We'll see you Friday, 5 o'clock. You just watched Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by Fanduel.